Thank you so much, Phyllis. Now thank we all our God. I am very grateful this morning that we can gather virtually and feel the connection that we know that's always there. So we're going to continue by singing Betsy's favorite song, because she loves Disney World. It's a Small World. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. There's so much sunshine every time we're aware it's a small world after all. 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 It's a small world. There is just one moon and one golden sun, and a smile means friendship to everyone. Though the mountains divide and the oceans are wide, it's a small world after all. 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 It's a small, small world. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. We're going to remember this morning that you and I have the power within us to claim to be those thinkers who have the power over our thoughts. And so let's just remind ourselves with this song. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light that brightens someone's darkest night. I'm so much more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in affirming our statement of being. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. This power expresses life, love, wisdom, and abundance through me. In it, I live and move and have my being. Good morning. My name is Dan, and I'll be your service leader today. Welcome to the Unity of Bloomington live streaming service, and we extend a special welcome to any of you who may be joining us for the first time. You can find us on both Facebook and YouTube. And if you happen to be watching on YouTube, please scroll down and check on the box to subscribe. And that way you'll be connected to us. And you can also find links to our streaming services on both of those platforms, or you can go to the homepage of our website, unityofbloomington.org, O-R-G, and you can also sign up for our newsletter while you're checking things out and checking our calendars and checking all the things that are still happening with Unity of Bloomington. At Unity, we offer practical spiritual teachings that empower abundant and meaningful living. We are a center for spiritual growth, and we provide inspiration, tools, and practices that support people on their path of spiritual growth. So this is our community response, and I'll do the wordy bit, and you'll come in with a 2-word support phrase after that, declaiming it. There's only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives. God the good, omnipotent. God is. We are spiritual beings created in God's image, and the Spirit of God is within each of us. I am. We create the experience of our lives through our thoughts and beliefs. I create. We become aware of our oneness through prayer and meditation. I pray. We transform our lives by putting these principles into practice. I live. I now would like to invite Ginger up for our moment with the children.
Thank you, Dan. Good morning, everyone. I'm so very glad to be with you today, virtually, or maybe not so virtually if you watch this video later in the week. Many of you know, because you've been following along, that this month we have been ruminating, thinking about, discussing, exploring our interconnection. How that each of us are connected on a physical level, but also on a spiritual level. I think it's very interesting that there are people in our community that I have gotten to know so much better since we have not been meeting together as a group. Because either we've been on Zoom calls or maybe I'm in contact with them more during the week than I ever was when we were meeting once a week, and I would see everyone once a week. And I found that very interesting, and I want to share with you one of those people that I have gotten to know a lot better. So Seb, will you put that next slide up for us? So this is Jack. So Jack turned 6 years old this past week, and it made me start thinking about how much better I've gotten to know Jack over the last 6 to 8 months. For example, I know he loves baseball and basketball. I know he enjoys practicing. I know that for his mask, he put his name on there because he likes people to call him by his name, and he wants to be friendly and make friends. I also know that he has an older sister, Maddie, and that he was a red Power Ranger for Halloween. I'm not sure what Phyllis was for Halloween, but I do know who Jack went with as. So I started looking how many people in our community had birthdays during November, and I came up with my list. If I leave you out, please send me an email or just let me know. But so far I have Carmela Senior Ewell, Beth Piekarski, Joni Spain, Natalie Coffin, Reverend Lynn, Ginger Curry. Mine is coming up this next week. And we have Jack. So I thought that we could remember these people and their birthdays, because actually I also want y'all to sing happy birthday to me too. But my selfish reasons. But I thought we could all just sing happy birthday because we're still meeting together. We're still establishing relationships with each other. If you feel like maybe you're not seeing your friends enough, pick up the telephone, write a note, send an email, text, because we are all still connected. You are still part of my family as I am still a part of yours. So let's all sing happy birthday to those people that had birthdays in November. And we're going to sing happy birthday. We love you. Happy birthday to you. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, we love you. Happy birthday to you. And now we're going to sing one of the songs that Natalie Coffin, another birthday girl, wrote for us. Here we go.
Let your spirit shine, 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 let your spirit shine. Shine, 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 let your spirit shine. Shine, 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 children of the world, let your spirit shine. Children of the world, let your spirit shine. Children of the world, let your spirit shine. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Phyllis. Unity's 2020 theme is perfect vision, seeing through a spiritual lens. And this month, the month of November, we are focusing on interconnection. We are one with each other and one with the divine. With every heartbeat, we recognize our common humanity. With every breath, we realize our dreams and desires are the same, good for ourselves and for our loved ones, and a better world for all. We lay down the lens of division and choose to see through the eyes of love. Welcoming the special gifts each person brings, we open our hearts and embrace all that unites us. Our commitment is to live in love and harmony as one. As we flourish and thrive, we lift and inspire others. As we are blessed, we bless others in turn. Our healing, harmony, abundance, and peace are interconnected. We are beautiful. We are powerful. We are one. And our affirmation this month is like rivers flowing from one source, we are all connected. So let's say that together and affirm the truth. Together, like rivers flowing from one source, we are all connected. We are now going to have a video message from Ruth Green, sharing about our intentional giving campaign. Take it away, Ruth.
Hello, beautiful souls. I'm going to read this. In the New Testament, Jesus said, "It's better to give than to receive." We know this is tithing, which means 1/10, and has been an old practice among Jews and Christians to give 1/10 of their valuables regularly. I've spent the last 2 weeks thinking about what this means, and I could talk for an hour. But don't worry, I only have 2 minutes or less. When I was a kid, my dad was a news reporter, and when he helped me write my school papers, he would say, "It's about who, what, when, where, why, and how." And right now, the who is you. And the what is about your spiritual abundance. What is of value to you that you can give, like time, energy, money, prayer, talent, something that you personally have to give out of kindness to others? The where is about unity of Bloomington, but it's not just limited to unity. The when is about timing, now or later or never. The why is about the reason. Why should I do anything? Why should I give anything? Well, Jesus teaches us that this is an expression of love. And when you are kind, you start developing the habit of thinking about someone besides yourself. It's about spreading love and peace and learning to be selfless, self-disciplined, kind, and courageous. I believe we are here to learn, to love, and to grow. And this is part of how you do it. And the last question, how? You just have to decide. And the people said, Amen.
Ruth, for that great message and in supporting our community. So I urge you all to prayerfully look into your hearts and see how you can support us in the future. I'd like to highlight the following. After the service, we have a virtual Unity Cafe, and grab a cup of coffee or some tea and come say hello to your Unity friends online after the service in this Sunday at our online coffee hour. You can join the Zoom meeting after the service from our Facebook group under announcements, or go to the unityofbloomington.org and scroll down until you see the link below those to connect you to the live streams on Facebook and YouTube. You should also see a link in the comments on this video, and you can cut and paste that into your browser, and that will link you up, and you can join in the coffee hour. So thank you. The word for today is forgive. And the affirmation is, in the peace of prayer, I release all unforgiveness. If I hold on to feelings of hurt, betrayal, or anger in response to another person's words or actions, I block the flow of divine love and peace in my life. Likewise, holding on to guilt, shame, or embarrassment that may arise when I have hurt another person also keeps me from experiencing divine love and peace. Forgiveness removes all barriers, all obstacles, and anything that may be disrupting my experience of the divine presence. In order to forgive myself or another person, I need not justify or approve behavior that is unwelcome. I need only to become willing to forgive. In the peace of prayer, I release all unforgiveness. I feel the healing power of divine love as it dissolves all barriers, all illusion of separation. I forgive, and I am healed. And from Matthew 6, verse 12, and forgive us our debts as we also forgive our debtors. So let's join together in speaking the affirmation aloud. Together, in the peace of prayer, I release all unforgiveness. And now say it to yourself once more silently. In the peace of prayer, I release all unforgiveness. The message today is going to be provided by our spiritual ministry co-coordinator, Ginger Curry. And our Unity music team, highlighting Ginger Curry, will be providing our musical inspiration. Thank you.
day, the sun will rise to better days, and change will come. It's on its way. Just close your eyes and let it rain, 'cause you're never alone, and I will always be there. You just carry on. You will understand. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Just look inside. You know the way. Let it go. Fly away and say goodbye to yesterday, 'cause you're never alone, and I will always be there. You just carry on. You'll understand. I will be strong when hope is gone, and I'll carry on. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. The sun will rise to better days. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Just close your eyes. Let it rain when you need it the most, and you God is a prayer. You must carry on. You will understand. You will understand. You will understand. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Thank you so much, Phyllis and Betsy, and thank you, Dan. Thank you, Andy and Seb, and thank you, Devta, who is our virtual greeter this morning. It truly takes a village. Betsy was the one that brought that song to me. It's probably not the kind of song that I would usually go for, but it happened to actually fit very well this morning. So I'm very grateful that we have lots of people providing inspiration and support to us all. This morning, we are going to be talking about forgiveness. The daily word today was forgive, and I thought we might as well just keep that theme going. A lot of my information that I am going to be sharing with you comes from this little booklet that we received from Unity. And I'm pretty sure that one of our Zoom classes did a book study on this book. It's called Nurture Your Divine Spirit, and it's Spiritual Tools and Practices. And if there's ever any booklet that we get information from and you would like one for yourself, you can always go to unity.org, and they have these booklets available to you. So I encourage you, if you find something inspiring, these little booklets are just chock full of information. I'm going to be getting a lot of my information from the forgiveness chapter. So, Seb, if you put that first slide up there, it says, this is from the book, Nurture Your Divine Spirit. Forgiveness is the act of releasing ourselves, and then here's my first typo of the day, from the bondage of an ongoing negative connection. And I don't know about you, but for me, I would much rather be connected to you in a positive way than for you and I to have this negative connection. I would rather the bond that holds us together be one of nurturing and positivity than one of a negative connotation. The next quote I would like to read is from Reverend John Bierman, and he's actually currently the senior minister at Unity of Medina, or Medina. I'm not quite sure how you say that. But he writes, forgiveness frees us to align with divine mind by opening any blocked spiritual or emotional channels. If you remember what Dan wrote from our daily word, he says, if I hold on to feelings of hurt, betrayal, or anger in response to another person's words or actions, I block the flow of divine love and peace in my life. Likewise, holding on to guilt, shame, embarrassment that may arise when I have hurt another person also keeps me from experiencing divine love and peace. So not only when we hold on to unforgiveness, when we hold a grudge, we're blocking our own experience of the divine love and the divine peace that's always available to us. Reverend John Bierman also says, forgiveness gives us a chance to think clearly without the roadblocks of resentment, anger, ceaseless judgment of ourselves and of others. If there is some area in your life, or if I find that there's some area in my life where I am not experiencing all that I want to experience, and I feel like I'm doing everything right, I'm checking off the boxes, this resentment and unforgiveness can be something that's blocking our awareness and experience of the good in our life. So just to show you a little bit about how my life works, I was preparing for our message this Sunday, and I was working on Thursday, and then I got a notification on my phone. Ding! This is something that I need to work with because I need to stop receiving so many notifications. However, this was a good one because it was an article that came out in Real Simple magazine, and it was, should you let go of that grudge? So I'm working on a message about forgiveness, and boom, inspiration pops up on my phone. And in this article, I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Maybe I should read a little bit of this and see what Real Simple, the magazine, has to say about this. So this is from the article, Should You Let Go of That Grudge, written by Melanie Manarino. It says, harboring resentment towards someone who has insulted, demeaned, cheated on, or otherwise hurt you does not empower you. Holding on to a grudge does not empower us. It can actually cause you harm, both physically and emotionally. Repeatedly recalling the slight. Yes, it can definitely feel much larger than a slight, but holding on to that slight is called ruminating, says Everett Washington, PhD, who is the professor emeritus of psychology at Virginia Commonwealth University. He has spent his career studying forgiveness. How about that, having a career in forgiveness? And he goes on to say, research shows that when people keep ruminating, it increases the base level of stress hormone, cortisol, in their bloodstream. That, in turn, can shrink the brain, impact the immune system, the cardiovascular system, the GI symptoms, and there are a lot of costs physically when you and I hold on and rehash grudges. Someone, and I'm not sure who said this, but I'm sure we can all go Google it, said that when you hold on to a grudge, you are not hurting the other person. You're not holding them accountable. Instead, you are poisoning yourself. You are doing harm to yourself when you hold on to these grudges, physically and emotionally. Later on in the article, it says, by forgiving someone, you are not validating their behavior. The experts agree. This is especially important to remember in more serious situations, including cases of abuse, legal strife, or marital infidelity. So it's very important, and this magazine goes on to say that when you forgive someone, you're not condoning their actions. And Seb, if you put that next slide up, we read again from, this is from Reverend Bill Englehart. He is a former minister at Unity of Marin. He's a writer, he's a speaker. He's actually an instructor at Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. And he writes, forgiveness does not mean there will be no justice for bad acts. Forgiveness does not mean there will be no justice for bad acts. Seb, can we go back one slide? Because there's another quote I wanted to get in there. He also says, forgiveness is not about condoning bad behavior. And it's not saying that we will trust people that have mistreated us. So there's a difference between forgiveness and forgetting, I guess. One of the things that Reverend David LeBeau said several years ago stuck with me. He offered the idea that instead of going around labeling things good or bad, that just thinking of things as just they are, and then deciding what the consequences are. So, say someone is behaving in a manner that is hurtful to us. The consequence to that is we might cut off our relationship with them. We might press charges against them, depending on what degree that hurt came. And it's not about hating the other person, but it's about consequences. There's been many, many cases of people who have forgiven others who have maybe killed their children. And they asked them, how did you find the strength to forgive that other person? And it was like, it's not about condoning their actions. It's about them going through the consequences of the deeds that they did, whether that be going to jail or rehab or reform, the consequences that happen when we break a law, or a community norm that we have decided on that we should not murder people. There are consequences to those decisions. It's about forgiving them for ourselves, because we don't want the burden and the responsibility and the angst that comes from holding this grudge on another person. Consequences. I don't have to hate you if you behave badly. I don't have to like your actions. And I can forgive your actions. But there are also consequences that go along with certain actions. So, how do we forgive? First, I need to become open to the possibility that it's possible to forgive someone. Second, I have to become willing to forgive. Because if I'm not willing to forgive, the exercise really won't work. And then I must decide. Through my own work of forgiveness, I have come to know that this forgiveness exercise that I go through might have to be repeated. Because we might find ourselves in a situation and go, whoa, I was really triggered with what just happened. There must be some little inkling of forgiveness that I have not offered towards this person or this situation, because I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on. From the Nurture Your Divine Spirit book, we also read, we make up our minds and our hearts to let go, knowing that carrying around the anger and judgment towards others or ourselves is a burden we no longer wish to bear. It's a burden that I've decided to let go of. It's a burden I've decided to release, because it's a burden that is harming me physically, harming me emotionally. Reverend John Bierman goes on to say, forgiveness requires giving up something. And by something, that includes giving up anger, giving up fear, giving up resentment, giving up self-pity, and giving up judgment. Earlier on in the Real Simple magazine article, it says, holding a grudge does not empower you. Holding a grudge does not empower me. But releasing anger, judgment, and fear, releasing self-pity and resentment, that is some powerful empowerment. To release that. We will experience slights. We will experience hurt. We will experience betrayal. That's part of being in this human form. But it's up to us to decide how we are going to be in that. Are we going to protect ourselves by hating another person? Or are we going to protect ourselves by forgiving and empowering ourselves to know that I can rise above this? As Betsy and I sang, we're going to be okay. The sun will rise to better days. We will be okay. I wanted to share with you a forgiveness affirmation that Reverend Bill Englehart put in the book. It says, I forgive myself for my mistakes. I forgive others for their mistakes, knowing none of us is perfect. The way I receive forgiveness for my mistakes is to forgive others. The way that I forgive myself is to make sure that I am extending my forgiveness to others. It's all one big circle. We're all connected. We all are going to be okay. So we are going to prepare for meditation now by singing a Jennifer Farron song, the chorus, which just talks about forgive. I forgive. I forgive all the heartache that we have come to know. I forgive. I forgive. For I know a higher way is waiting to be shown. If there is something that you are holding on to, I encourage you to become willing. I encourage you to become open to the possibility. And I encourage you and myself to decide in this moment that we no longer need to carry around this burden, and that we are love in expression, and that no matter what someone might do to me physically or mentally, it can never touch the core of who I am. So please join us as we sing our meditation song. I forgive. I forgive you. I forgive all the heartache we have come to know. I forgive. I forgive you. For I know a higher way is waiting to be shown. I forgive. I forgive me. I forgive all the heartache I have come to know. I forgive. I forgive me. For I know a higher way is waiting to be shown. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive all the heartache we have come to know. I forgive. I forgive. For I know a higher way is waiting to be shown. For I know a higher way is waiting to be shown. For I know a higher way is waiting to be shown. I invite you to take a nice deep breath. And as you release, allow all the tension to drain from your body. Another breath, this time holding for a moment. And now releasing more and more. Unwinding in your chair. Lengthening your vertebrae as your head reaches toward the sky. I am open. I am willing. And I have decided to lay this burden down. I no longer wish to be connected to you in a negative way. I desire a love connection. I desire a grace connection. When I think of you, I surround you with love. When I feel myself in a moment of experiencing hurt, anger, or betrayal, I acknowledge the actions. I do not condone the actions, yet I empower myself by offering love and forgiveness. As I forgive others, I open myself to receive forgiveness. And probably the greatest forgiveness that we can give to ourselves is forgiveness of oneself. I forgive others, and I forgive myself. I offer grace to others, and I offer grace to myself. And now I invite you to rest just a moment in this silence as we breathe in, God is, and we breathe out, I am. I am the love of God. I am the love of God. The love that makes the universe. The love that sustains us all. I am that
We turn now to the spiritual practice of generosity. We are grateful for the many ways this center supports us in our spiritual growth, and we in turn are happy to support the center with our financial contributions and our voluntary service. We are also grateful for those who have already put in place their weekly, monthly, or quarterly giving or automated. Together, if you feel led to give, please visit our website at unityofbloomington.org and click on the giving link. You can also place a check in the mail, and our mailing address is 4001 South Rogers Street in Bloomington, Indiana, 47403. I invite you now to place your hands over your heart as we say our abundance affirmation. Together, I am an abundant being living in an abundant universe. God is the source of my supply. I am not dependent on people or situations for my good. God is the source of my supply. I always have something to give, and I consistently give it. I expect the best, I give my best, and I now attract the best in every experience. Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in Christian love, the fellowship of kindred minds is like to that above. We bless the offering received with these words. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I'd like to invite our prayer partner, Ginger Curry, to close our service for today.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thank you all for joining us. We love you. We bless you. We truly appreciate every one of you. If you would like prayer support, please feel free to contact me at gingercurry@gmail.com. I'd love to hold your prayer requests with you. And I'd also like to celebrate things like birthdays. In the text box of the Facebook group, I put Melanie Roby's address where she will be for the next few months as she does her rehab. I invite everyone to send Melanie a card as she goes through this healing process and let her know that you're surrounding her with love. We love you, Melanie, and thinking about her. We also want to remember Reverend Lynette as she continues to support her mother who just went through some surgery, a very successful surgery, so we hold her in our thoughts and prayers also. Let's close by saying our original prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, Let this be my joyless vow, to take